Del, you hear all that? What that cry was talking about?
Yeah. Sounded proper familiar to me.
It's easy to blame the Sanctus Church for the whole thing. But maybe not all of them were happy about it. Makes you think. I remember St. Rella looked like her heart was breaking, seeing us at death's door. Maybe she knew what was going on. Del, what do we believe in, really? Are we absolutely positive that, you know, Count Luis's vision and ours have enough in common?
I thought we were done talking about this. He's the reason we got this far. A couple of Parapus orphans. Nobody else wants us. Nobody cares about us. We'd be nothing without Count Luis.
I know, Del, but he makes all them speeches about equality, but in the end, he's gonna leave the weak to die. I heard him talk about his ideal world, and it sounds like a world where we'd have died alone in the dirt. No Saint Rella to save us. Is that what we're fighting for?
Too late for that kind of talk, brother. Blood on our hands either way.
Hey! What are you two doing on your own? Come join the party! You'll miss the whole festival.
Lady Juna.
What's that look about? I know you're absolutely smitten with me, love, but you needn't be so tense about it.
Do you plan to kill Count Luis?
What are you talking about? He can't be killed anyway.
That's a no.
Lady Juna, I don't think your heart is with Count Luis anymore. Or maybe it never was. There's a side of you that you only show them. But us, starting to think we've never seen the real you.
Are you really so worried for Count Luis? He's the one who measures worth in power. So what would he think to hear you underestimating him?
So you don't actually work for Forden or nothing then? No ulterior motives?
I've been with Count Luis since before the race even started, haven't I? Ever since he was stripped of command.
Hey, Del.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. That's my fault. But trust me on this. I promise I'll make sure this world's got more to give you two than despair.
I saw it with my own eyes. That lance gets past the king's magic. That means it can kill a candidate. They were testing it among themselves, and Lady Juna was right there with them.
You serious? How are we supposed to report that to Count Luis?
Don't worry, it's my own problem. I told you to leave the thinking to me.
You know, I really like Lady Juna's songs, and I like seeing you listening to her when you get the chance. You got arm around your heart, Del, and her music pierces it. I don't want to kill Lady Juna. And you don't either, Del. Do you?
Oof. So tonight's our last night on the island.
So,
Tomorrow's the big day. So let's make sure we're plenty rested.
what do you want to do?
I want to see what that staff was. Small MP recovery every turn in battle. It's not much, but given with everything else, that is awesome. And it's a great amount of magic as well. Thanks, Gallica.
I beg your pardon, but...
Well, Gwen, since we'll be journeying together for some time, I want to thank you for having me. I'm sad to leave my brother, and will miss him dearly, but I know in my heart this will be a grand adventure.
Yes.
Cannot have my stomach grumbling while afield. I should buy myself a small ration of something before we depart. Trouble is finding a food that will not spoil.
Well,
I just hope we can get out of here without being attacked. I hope the brothers are okay. I don't think they know the particulars of our plan, but we can't let our guard down. When we first arrived, I never thought we would be making the journey to Albertoria with hope in our hearts. Let the waves rock us then. We will prepare ourselves for the trials to come. And we shall save. And I guess we go to bed. Should I call it a night?
Good night.
Rest well.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
I must say I'm sad to leave the island. If for no other reason, then every meal here has been an utter delight. Most certainly said the same thing when we left Bralhaven and Matira. A new world of cuisine is but a few days away if you'll just be patient. Mind your tongue, Stroll. A few days as is thrice as many meals. You're really taking this hard. Well, when you said your goodbyes to the people and the food, meet at the Gauntlet Runner.
Hold on.
Do I need to buy anything before heading out?
Okay then.
I really don't think so.
All right then.
Beg your pardon?
Who would have thought an outsider would be the one to teach us about the original legend of the Dragon God? I guess there's some things you can't see without stepping outside what you know. Maybe it's a reminder to expand our horizons sometimes. I once thought our craft was fated to die out, but I wonder if our skills will be useful outside the island.
That's the way.
Figured we might as well say goodbye to the brother.
Hello there.
Did you enjoy yourself yesterday? The village has not had a banquet in some time, so we truly tried to make it special. I can hardly remember the last time I heard such raucous laughter across the island. What you've done for us is truly priceless. In Etria, we shall no longer be an island that rejects all outside influence. Instead, we will welcome travelers regardless of tribe and see them off warmly. That is my vision for the island. I hope you'll come back soon and see how we're doing. You'll always be welcome. Oh, and please take care of Yufa. Yeah. Plenty we could do, but for the time being, I think we're good to go. How strange. The mural I've seen all my life seems like an entirely different work, as though it's a story of hope. I heard you fought with the dragon god, even if it's was possessed by a human. What a tragedy that things came to such an end. If I might ask, was this your first time fighting a dragon? It was, no. Sadly. Not surprised. Those not involved in our faith tend to go their whole lives without seeing one. Perhaps the cogs of fate are guiding you down a rare path. It's the destiny of a dragon slayer. Our island is not the only place with legends of dragons. Seek them out and face your fate with eyes wide open.
Hey.
This must be the dragon god at the center of the mural. And below is the priestess and the land surrounded by all kinds of people. The dragon god is supposed to be attacking them. But it was really the opposite, huh? The people are actually being protected by the dragon god's power. Isn't it interesting how you could see these drawings in new light once you know the context? Perhaps the same can be said for religion in general.
Beg pardon?
Birds! Yeah, I don't see any reason not to just head out.
Hey, mister.
That big boat of yours, what's its name? A good runner? Awesome, I want one of them when I'm older.
Looks like the sea's settled somewhat. We've got a map of the Altaberry region too. I'd say we're set.
Now we can leave with our minds clear and pockets full, eh? Where are those brothers? Out on errands?
I say we just leave them behind.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
Well, long as we've got a minute alone, let's go over our plan. As soon as we get to Altaberry, we give Luis the fake lance Nuris made up for us.
While I hold on to the real one.
Then, on the eve of this divine relic dedication ceremony, we use the real lance to end this, once and for all. He doesn't know we've worked out its powers. We'll use that to our advantage. Juna, we'll need you to convince Luis to attend the eve of the festival.
Oh, I've been pestering him to do so for a while now. Don't want him spending the evening in his heavily fortified Skyrunner after all.
So where is the false lance in question?
Right here, ready to poke an eye out. Well, what do you think? A dead ringer, eh?
Such detail. Even I can't tell them apart.
When we get to Altaberry, we'll pass off the fake to Luis. Then, we execute our plan.
Oh, by the way, I was talking with the Magnus brothers earlier. Think they might be onto us.
That's not good. We'll need to be more careful.
Wait, footsteps. Speak of the devils. We'll need to hide the real lance.
You're late. We were about to leave you behind.
Right, all present and counted. Anchors away, what?
Aye aye, me hearties!
What's wrong then? Is that not the customary exclamation of sailors? Mr. Batlin was very specific.
I wouldn't believe everything he says.
'Tis a strange melancholy. leaving the people we have so recently come to know.
We'll be back. With some fantastic tales to tell them too.
Yes, certainly.
He's wondering why it's not in the center of the table.
This is Altaberry Heights. We'll make faster progress back on land.
Just looking. Clearly there's a few dungeons in this area. Snow?
This place here.
Oh, no. Oh.
Hold on.
Right, well, let's go. Here's Altaberry Heights. It's quite a ways. Think we'll make it in time. Without a problem. This fine wind will have us making landfall by the morrow. So the whole trip should be 2 nights with 3 days of travel. So we have to do 1 day of being rock sick. There's a grim face if I ever saw one. Captain, shore strike. Let's make haste. Full speed ahead to Altaberry Heights, capital of Montuolo. Take care you don't tumble overboard now.
With a new ally in tow, the Gauntlet Runner at last departs the island toward the eastern side of the inland sea. Their destination is the Principality of Montario. Its vast mountain crags, so different from the western terrain, can be seen clearly from the water. Their forthcoming task would be their greatest trial yet. They felt the tension rise in wordless silence.
Indeed.
2 more days until we reach Altaberry, I think. Well, at least on this journey we don't have to worry about that sea monster anymore. Just casually. Completely instinctual from the on. Plus we should give Lewis this one. Whoa. The collision seemed a bit weird. Got handed to you. Can't believe you actually got the relic off him. Couldn't afford to cock up a job for Lord Luis though. Could you? Otherwise you'd just be dead white.
Seriously.
Realised there was probably a way to get the lance that didn't involve, say, saving the pagan girl, yeah? Though I suppose I can't complain since you got the lance either way. Still, if you want Count Luis's favour, take my advice and stop playing the hero. Thank goodness we're finally bidding farewell to that sweltering heat. The island and its people are absolutely lovely though. How do islanders deal with such heat? I suppose hair like mine only amplifies the problem. Yeah, I can see that being an issue. Doom, 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 doom. Rock beans!
Well then.
Okay, there's at least nothing new. Monster bone, melon milk. Oh yeah, but Lord of the thingy. Ooh.
Okay, so
yeah, we got 2. I want to try cooking 2 at some point and see if we get 4 or just 3. Courage. That's the thing. I don't see us being able to get more wisdom. Oh, that's imagination mode. Bad. I think tolerance might still be what I aim for. Honestly, part of me is considering just fishing. But I'm gonna go with the fact that Yufa's here and she'll give us the most points probably.
Actually,
Would you join me in a bit of meditation?
I'm very happy.
My legs are numb enough to sit in the same position for long. Try to clear your mind.
May I?
Meditation is about freeing yourself from your cage of a body and conversing with your soul. If you listen to the voice in your heart, everything here in the world should cease to bother you. I should attempt what she says, listen to the voice of my heart, but how? It's one of these two. I know whichever one I pick, it's going to be the other one. Nope.
Actually,
It almost seems that there's an excess energy in your body. You cannot communicate with your soul in such a state.
Alright.
Only slightly. 5. I'll take it. I'll take 5. 5 is more than 4.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at Cliffshade Camp, just as the curtain of night descends on the wilderness. Ideal for their cover, it works both ways, as monsters and rogues alike await their victims in the shadows of the rocks. Only a Gauntlet Runner offers peace of mind against such dangers, a large reason why they are so sought after.
It does sound like more being the narrator. I mean, I'm sure many people have already thinking that, but still.
Indeed.
Village Tramper dropping since we made landfall. I bet it's pretty cold in Altabury. Now that we made landfall, I missed the sight of the the sea runner, gliding gracefully through the water. Then again, nothing quite the sight of those legs kicking off the ground with all that power. Tonight, I shall bask in the beauty of a fine gauntlet runner. We could have a once again. Let's get our social stats maxed, then we can worry about the other stats. See, if you give us eloquence, I might have spent time with you. Nah, Mutsari Festival on the island wasn't too bad, eh? Reminds me a bit of the bashes we used to have with the other Powerpuss lads. Lady Juna's smile though, I was the biggest surprise, never seen her so... Bah, never mind, forget I said anything.
Alright then.
Let's go.
Do wonder where what's his face is.
Alright then.
Let's go.
Ah. Something still feels off. How long have you been there? Wipe the look of your face. I'm not looking for sympathy. Okay. What did this do again?
This? Understood.
So how is that different than the... Nah, whatever. I guess we talk to people. And I'm gonna go based on the idea that Yufa will probably be the one that gives us the most. Oh, Gwyn. Are you free at the moment? I just finished meditating and I'd like to talk to you for a bit if you don't mind. I've only heard about the outside world from imported books and my brother's stories. I can't believe that starting today I will travel these lands myself. I never would have had the confidence to attempt such a venture on my own. I'm truly glad to have met you and everyone else, Gwyn. Glad to have you.
Yeah.
We're all glad to have you here with us. You've all been so incredibly kind. Our conversations have made me feel welcome. Speaking of which, Juna graciously gave me some advice about traps, such as this one. Make sure you keep one eye on your wallet whenever you're in town, and never ever ever follow a stranger somewhere. Juna's kindness truly knows no end. I feel quite lucky to go on a trip with so many people watching over me. Oh, that reminds me. I mean to ask you, what were things like when you began this journey, Gwyn? I must admit, I'm somewhat curious about the place where your mission began, and it's my hope that one day, when this is all over, that I may visit it. I hope we can get to the Dragon Cave again and fight it.
Now then.
As I said. Boom!
Imagination.
We got our first 5-pointer. True sovereignty. I'm sorry. I'm having so much fun talking with you. Time escaped me. Is it alright if we continue? Yes.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
It would seem that...
We now stand among the mountains. I have long gazed at the peaks of Ontario from the island, but I never imagined I would see them this close. Ottawa remains cold year-round, so quite accordingly, its people have perfected the art of piping hot stew. Excuse me, and it's home to the foremost opera house in the kingdom. As well, I suppose that will be the stage of our confrontation with Louis.
Guess.
Let's keep our hopes high. Some tall mountains on the horizon.
So?
We're returning to the land earlier than expected. Shame about even behind the fishing. If we had the luxury of time in our journey, I wonder what bounties of the mountain and woodlands I might have found as well. About time we made it to the mountains. Never much minded sea travel myself, but though he turns green at the thought.
Well then.
The sad truth is, now we don't have a reason to hang out with Yufa, but needs must and all that.
Right. What's this? Hey.
Seems like Del's foot's all healed now, thanks to Lady Renna. Now what's got you looking so pleased? Bah, can't make sense of all this. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. Are we gonna get 2? Are we gonna get 3 or 4?
Let's check.
Hey.
I hope it's 4. So to make the most, we have to do them one at a time.
What do you want to do?
My allies max AP. Oh.
Not doing.
Okay, that's very interesting.
All right then.
Oh. There's a new... This appears to be a Mutsari authorized travelodge and guide of the lands outside the island. It has been thoroughly annotated by Ifrit. I've yet to start reading it. Yeah. This travelodge offers an introduction to cultures and cuisines outside Vriga Island, told through the Mutsari's author's first-hand experience. It contains practical guides for things like creating an altar while traveling or making eye contact with unmasked people. It encapsulates some of the difficulty Mutsari people face living outside the island. You must have read and reread this thoroughly. The book is nearly in tatters. Living in a totally foreign culture sounds so difficult, and yet this author and Yufa are jumping right into it. Seeing their willingness to embrace other cultures and values increases my tolerance.
All right.
Ho! Hell yeah. Tolerance might be the next level 5. You lot aren't gonna believe the view I'm seeing outside. I'm hitting the brakes.
The Gauntlet Runner makes a short stop in front of Colorodeo Cliff, a bluff so tremendous it fills one's vision. Its massive fissure is said to be the vestige of a god's wrath, as only a force capable of splitting heaven and earth could cause it.
Are we on top or
Perfectly
the bottom?
balanced by the work of nature, or the wrath of gods extolled in the myths of creation? None can say.
Oh, I see.
Whoa.
Also, I suddenly got the inspiration or the itch to play Grandia after this. Like the idea of an adventure and whatnot. Absolutely incredible. I heard of a sheer cliffs before, but I never imagined something like this. Indeed, falling off that precipice would be unfathomably terrifying and exhilarating, I imagine. I'd like to try jumping off it.
On guard.
Damned ball-faced Sanctus... what? Solutions? What's gone into you? My, that was rather pleasing. It's quite refreshing, you know, to pull your voice from the very bottom of your gut and yell in such a manner.
Speaking of...
I remember the time you were all yelling at me. It was a rather terrible experience, I admit, but if I may, I would like to try my hand at this yelling.
Listen!
Never again shall I sleep in a roach-infested inn.
Yes.
I'm there with you. How amusing. I would like to try screaming as well. What's the matter? I fully intended to do it, but words just won't come out at all, and I am... This girl is just too charming. Never change, love. Well, does anyone else have anything to yell about?
All right.
Yeah.
As for me,
I suppose it's old Neuros's turn. I prepared a list of complaints that I wish to recite to you all on a daily basis, and... Oh, rather chilly out here, isn't it? We should head back before we all catch a cold. Yes. We shan't allow ourselves to spend too much time on these distractions.
bombs away!
But I must scream! As always, I've drawn this place here. Thanks.
The Gauntlet Runner stops amidst rocky terrain as twilight envelops the wilderness in darkness. The twinkling lights are not all stars. Some are the eyes of monsters, peering through the dark. To await the dawn in comfort and peace is a privilege only the Gauntlet Runner can provide.
should arrive in town by this time tomorrow. We only got a limited amount of time left to enjoy these quiet mountain moments. Once we're in Altaboy, well, you know what's going to happen. Shit's about to get real!
Hey.
The night chills are creeping in, so that means we're closing in on Altaboy. And once the lance is in Lord Luis's hands, I'll be out of your hair. The days really flew by. At this pace, we'll reach Altaboy sometime tomorrow. You got the lance in the end, so I'll not deny that you got the skills for this, but I'll still be watching you until it's in Count Luis's hands.
Alright then. Alright then.
Why is everyone just imagination? Section of the Grand Trad contains a list of recommended shops to visit. The words "must go" are written in small letters next to some, presumably Ufa. However, the author does advise against praying at restaurants in the Grand Trad. Doing so will greatly increase the chances of being kicked out, apparently. Living in a total fire, but
Alright.
I low-key don't want this to finish. Because if it did, it meant I wouldn't have a reason to finish reading the book.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Yet now, there's a reason to finish the book. On the 9th of September.
Tis nearly time.
There's only a ways further until we reach Altaboy. The city is likely abuzz with activity related to Saints' Day. I wonder if Luis is already there. Sooner or later, we'll have to hand over the lance to him. One must wonder what the brothers will tell him of our times on the island. I hope they will leave out any unnecessary details. We shall have to stand tall and confident. If you have to sell a lie, look them straight in the eye and say every word like you truly believe it.
Alright then.
Tonight we'll deliver the lance to Luis. This will be the last time we'll be able to relax for a while. Once we arrive, we'll be jumping right into it. I can't blame you for feeling nervous. After all, we know what's coming.
What now?
It's weird that there's 30 in every month, but I suppose that's fine.
Well then. Got it.
Oh, yeah, we can cook. Nope. Tempted to make more of these.
All good.
Having more of them will be handy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna read the book, because then that'll be tolerance maxed out. Detailing small cute animals that exist outside the island is practically worn. Ifrit must have returned to this section often, but it goes on to describe some methods mainlanders use to keep and raise animals for food. I feel the authors and Ifrit's shock through the pages.
Now then.
Could have maybe argued there would be better use, but
Why, that's...
with that, I finished the book. I feel like my understanding of the world has deepened.
All right.
The tolerance I've honed will become my strength. Oh, that's neat.
Nura speaking.
Got something on the old girl's radar, so we'll be taking a short stop.
Before Altabury's mountains, the Gauntlet Runner sets upon the murky graveyard. The colossal bridges overhead are an impressive sight. During the Annex War, this land was a fierce battleground. Many soldiers, unable to return to their loved ones, found their final rest here. But few honor the dead. Their spirits take no solace. Their tragic remains are desecrated by wild dogs, leaving their bones exposed to the elements.
Just look at it.
Great picture to give to what's her face. These bridges are huge. It is an area defined by numerous valleys. The bridges connect the flatlands and increase the amount of places in which people may live. That makes sense, but if the bridges were to fall in battle, these people will end up isolated.
Hey.
Yes, all very fascinating, but have you looked at what's directly in front of you? Those are bones of people, aren't they? They are the remains of those who fell during the Annex War. This is a site of a fierce battle, and the dead were left to the elements, denied the dignity of a proper burial. War is tragic, and we shouldn't disrespect the fallen here.
Yeah.
Indeed, I can't bear to think of something on this scale happening again. It brings me no pleasure to see it, yet it is valuable to experience the cold reality of battle beyond the legends and tales of valor. Carve this memory into your hearts. This is why the magla that drifts around this place carries such an oppressive weight. I can feel the sadness of regret of those whose life came to an end here.
All right.
Hey.
Something wrong, Norris? Your face has gone blue. Perhaps this place scares you, Norris? My powers of imagination are more robust than most. Surprised you put any stock in scary stories? You're a more gullible soul than I give you credit for. Too true, too true. Before all else, I'm a delicate flower.
Well then.
Well then, shall we make a quiet departure, not to rouse the dead?
That's my fault.
Sorry to have made such a fuss. I would like to give those who died a proper send-off and do this with that in mind. I'd like to take this with me so I don't forget the people whose life came to an end here.
Altabury Heights, capital of the Principality of Montario, the eastmost country annexed into the Kingdom of Uchronia. The mountain path leading to the city begins near the coastline, but few gauntlet runners can contend against its steep slope. Those who complete the arduous climb are rewarded. City lights, dusted with snow, twinkle beautifully in the valley. But what awaits the party there is no reward, but their greatest trial thus far. The hour of reckoning draws near, and they steel themselves anew.
Oh, it's only 5. Or is it -5?
The seat of Sanctism, Altabury. Truly, I never thought I would see it in person. What is that giant structure?
The monolith. In Sanctus Scripture, they tell of how the stone was shaped by God's own hand.
It's afloat. I'd only heard rumors that it didn't touch the ground, but to see it now.
Are we finally moving again?
Just another trip for our songstress.
We're here at last.